Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 9th fight of the evening. This one is brought to you by Grow Strong Chiropractic, Baguli Transport, Grow Strong MMA. Introducing first in the blue corner. He weighed in at 89 kilograms. He fights out of Rings, Lismore MMA in Lismore, New South Wales. Making his debut in the cage tonight, Tim Aaron. His opponent in the red corner, weighing in at 89.9 kilograms, fighting out of the Lionheart FC in Brisbane, Queensland, making his debut in the cage tonight as well. Please make welcome, Shaan Olsen.
Completely different demeanour coming from these two fighters as well. You know, we've seen other fighters jumping around and a bit of dancing, a bit of hip swinging. Both of these boys kind of looks like they're stepped out of a funeral at the moment. They're both pretty relaxed, but starting to step up the pace straight away.
I think it's like they're trying to save their emotional energy. You know what I mean? So quiet fighters are the scariest fighters. You can see it's already technical.
And straight away we hear from Shaan's corner, we got Michael Tepeau calling out instructions. Lionheart are also backed up by the Fight Club Bully team. So Sebastian Kostov, such an accomplished coach as well.
And you can already see this is a B class because they're just going straight to the body. They're not trying to hit the head, because if it was A class, it would have been over. Oh, it's C class. Oh, my bad, C class.
Playing with a Kimura opportunity there off his back. So Michael Tepeau definitely known for his grappling as well. So you'd have to think that Shaan Olsen knows a few attacks off his back as well.
Well, I'll tell you, when Michael grapples, he's like a badge. He doesn't give up, and until that fight's over, he's going to grapple to the end. So
yeah, exactly. And as I said, I've had the lucky chance to grapple with Michael a little bit, and I've probably got 15 kilos on the bloke, but he's always felt heavier than me.
He's tenacious.
Absolutely. Shaan Olsen's got that Kiwi blood as well.
Yes.
So I've never seen a Kiwi that couldn't take a punch as well.
And it's all in their blood. They're just passionate about fighting. Take it from me, coming from Hawaii, wow, scrap is in the blood. And the thing I like about it is the crowd's starting to talk about what they should do and the techniques. They're getting more educated and things like that, just within the 2 or 3 hours that we've been here.
Yeah, that's right. And normally you find when you come to these shows, wow, a couple of big punches there. But you normally find it at a normal MMA show, once your friends fought, you tend to go home. You know, very rarely will you actually see every fight fan, stick around for the entire show. Having a look around at the crowd at the moment, not many people have left. There's probably only 1 or 2 vacant chairs still at the moment, which kind of proves just how much the Warwick crowd's enjoying the night. Well,
they had a break, and everybody filled and filed right back in, so they're very into it.
Yeah, so if you see an empty seat at the moment, I can definitely promise you that if you looked the other direction, they're all standing at the bar.
Yep.
Looks like Bundaberg rum seems to be the flavour of choice at the moment.
I don't know, I think Tim is he's handled the last part of the round. I think he's maybe stolen in the judge's opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you'd probably be right. It's a really close fight. They're almost clones of each other.
Yep.
You know, they look identical. They've almost got the exact same tattoos, almost the
same
exact
build.
same pants, exact same build.
And I like the fact that their fitness is good. You can tell their fitness, they don't have to sit down in between. I actually like when they don't bring the chairs in. You know what I mean? You can tell these fighters have a great fitness about them, and that they actually were serious about this fight.
And again, this is where we might see the battle of the corners. You know, it was a pretty even fight.
Yep.
Now we've got Sam Ness going to work with his fighter. We've got Michael Tepeau. We've got Sebastian working on his fighter.
Yep.
Again, this is where, you know, you might think that, you know, MMA is an individual sport. It's not. It's definitely a team sport.
It is a definite team sport. I mean, you're out there by yourself when you're fighting, but for the 6 weeks, the 8 weeks, all you have is your club and your team.
I was watching Michael DePau as he broke away from his fighter as well. Both him and Sev both had their words, but as soon as he left, Michael DePau made sure that he had that last word.
Yep.
Got right up in the face of his fighter and gave him a direction, and bang, here we go, straight
He did
away.
it right away, too.
Again, that tells me that they got into that cage and said, you're going to go straight up to his face, you're going to put him on his back.
Yeah. He hit him with a 2 and a 2 to the head and 3 to the body, and took him straight down. So great coaching.
Let's see if he can push off that knee, get that right leg through.
Ah.
Nice, didn't even need to push off, just nice and strong.
And see, this is where you would talk about, this is where you would like to see them work the submission.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like as I said, I'm not sure if Thomas will stop the fight if he throws some punches. Oh, nice little reversal. Use the cage well then.
Fantastic reversal.
Great cage awareness to be able to push off there.
I'm stealing that one. I'm stealing it. I'm learning.
Grounded opponent, accidental, not much damage done, so Thomas will give him a second. So again, just an unfortunate accident there. C-class rules, no strikes to a grounded opponent's head.
Yep.
But yeah, Shaan Olsen, definitely no damage or huge damage done there. Hopefully we're not going to see a point taken off Shaan.
Well, like you said, that's an instinct. You
Yeah,
wanna
absolutely.
Go for the head, you know? I think the amateurs that have been in here, the first-time fighters, they've shown great discipline in everything that they've done. You know, so it's a tribute to their coaches. I can't wait for the next event.
And it's a tough job as a referee. Like right there, you want to please the crowd. You know, you want the action to continue.
Yep.
That's the sort of stuff that I love about referees like Thomas Churchill. I'm such a massive fan of Thomas Churchill.
Yep.
You know, any other referee could have stopped that fight and taken a point off the opponent. And I've seen people do it just for zero warnings. But then again, I suppose they're given the warning during, at the rules meeting. But yeah, the way Thomas Churchill handled that was perfect.
Yeah.
And guillotine approach.
Oh, that
slips
was
out.
tight,
Nice. Shaan Olsen's favourite submission is a guillotine, so obviously he knows what the defence was for it.
Yeah, and he got out of it very quickly.
That's right, yeah, when you're stuck in that standing guillotine, you've got to breach right up, look at the ceiling, and then hopefully your head pops out.
I see Shane, he's just trying to soften the body up with the knees, and he's just trying to just wear him down. I think his game plan is excellent.
And it's moments like that, like as I said, in terms of the 10-point must system, you firstly need to judge on who had the better strike and who had the better grappling.
Yep.
Right now, that was a pretty tight guillotine.
Yep. The other thing is that they have these knees to the thighs and things like that. You get knees to the thighs after a while. It's like kicks to the leg. It's hard to move around after that. So.
Yeah, that's right. Bit of dirty boxing. Another strong knee for Olsen. He got pushed back there, but I definitely liked the look in Shaan's face. He knew he had to step it up there a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he's listening. He's fighting, but at the same time, you can tell he's listening to Michael. But I think at some point, and I think the round's almost over, you have to do something that's
good takedown.
Just like that. That's going to show the judges that you're winning the round.
And how good is it? As soon as he takes it down, there's 10 seconds to go in the round.
Yeah.
So just as the coaches, the referees and the judges are about to pick up their pen to score that round, the last thing they remember was that huge takedown.
And sometimes it's unfair because the other person could have been winning the whole round, but it's that last minute. That's what we remember. We remember the last thing we saw.
You know what, and I'm probably going to annoy a lot of people by saying this, but I remember an XFC fight where Shane Young fought Adrian Rodriguez.
Yes,
cracking fight. The first ever fight, a cracking fight. And it literally happened that every time at the end of the round, Adrian Rodriguez was able to secure a takedown.
Yep.
And he won the fight.
That's it.
Shane
was lighting him up during the rounds, though.
Yeah, it was a cracking fight. And I actually still remember Carlos Rodriguez, Adrian's dad, screaming for the takedown.
Yep.
And he secured it. And it was just that within those last 10, 15 seconds, was able to sway the judge's mind and secure the fight.
Yep. And the fact that the experience from the coaches, and that transfers on to the fighters, and the fighters know, like when they can hear that, that 10-second bang, then they know that they need to do something that's either going to secure the round or make sure that they're not on the bottom.
And there's every chance, as we said, these boys are basically clones of each other. So when they're tied up like this, it's actually pretty difficult to find out exactly who's doing what.
I know. I called Shane. I called Shane Tim and Tim Shane. It was crazy.
So he's got a hold of that guillotine, but obviously Shani's on the right side. He's in no danger there of getting caught in that guillotine while he's on the opposite side.
Yeah, nah, good positioning. He is staying heavy on top of him, and he's making sure that he has nowhere to go. His head's pushed up against the fence. Great game plan.
He's in a good position as well, He's right up against the cage. He's basically taken away one exit for Tim to sweep him here, but he really needs to make sure he doesn't lose this position.
And Tim needs to buck a bit, or he needs to have some importance about getting to his feet. Right now he's sort of just, oh well, he's done a great reversal.
Yeah,
fantastic.
He really didn't need that. He really needs to get up here.
I feel he needs to go for a submission. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Shaan was holding on there.
Yeah.
When we've only got about 2 minutes left. Oh, well done.
We've seen some crazy reverses.
Yeah, I always tend to think, if it's the last round and if the score's up in the air, holding on to your opponent isn't the right game plan.
Michael's passionate.
He is, yeah.
He's a passionate coach.
Respectful, though.
Yeah, very respectful.
Great job for Shaan Olsen to reverse that as well. Like we said, he couldn't afford to get swept. He was, but he was able to limit the damage that sweep would have, the impact it would have put on the judges by getting that sweep back.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right, Shaan he's winning the fight right now because he's more active. He's putting more shots in. He's on top.
And it's funny when you start looking at these 10-point must scoring systems, and we talk about the UFC and one championship. I kind of actually prefer the way that one championship judges their fights. It's based on overall, not just who wins the round. So right now, we'd have to say that the damage and the punches that Shaan's throwing in this third round would outweigh what Tim's done in the first couple of rounds.
And I think that's an important thing to say because maybe the UFC, they have sort of the dominating thing as far as how people judge, but that's not the way to judge. I think one championship's got
that's right.
Yeah.
I think at the end, it's almost like a schoolyard fight, the way that one championship does it.
Yep.
He probably control the fight, but I tell you what, who would you want if it was a schoolyard fight? Who would you say won that fight?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Who would be gloating more? So
I never understood when fighters were all beat to craziness, but then they lose the fight. Or they you know what I'm saying?
That's right, you see it all the time where they snuck by the first two rounds and they get dominated, almost TKO'd in the third.
It never made any sense to me.
But because they scored on that 10-point must system in the first and second round, they got the nod.
Yeah.
Whereas, one championship is more about the holistic approach.
And to me, I thought, you can just look at the guy and know he lost. So unfortunately, I think, for Nest and Tim Aaron, I don't think they won that fight, but they were going to come back.
I've really got no idea how this one will go. It really comes down to that second round, doesn't it? I think you'd have to give the first round to Tim, the other third round definitely to Shaan. It really comes down to how they saw that second round. We're about to hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after three 3-minute rounds, we have a unanimous decision from the judges' corner. And it goes to the red corner, Shaan Olsen.
Huge fight, and there we go. Obviously, the judges gave that second round to Shaan.
It was.
No, Tim did great. Thanks for the fight. Thanks for my corner. It's been a hard 3 months, and thank you, Warwick.
I was sitting down there listening to your corner talk to you the whole way through that fight. How hard is it to try and do what they're telling you to do when you're in the heat of it?
You sort of got to do your own game as much as what you should be doing, so yeah, it's hard.
So, mate, that's your cage debut this evening. How did you like it?
It was awesome, loved it. Do it again.
You'll be back in the cage.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely. Righto, Shaan out of Lionheart FC in Brisbane, Queensland. Well done, boys. Thanks very much. Well done.
Excited for the boys. Obviously, Shaan